I was watching you paint yellow and red. Yes, I was doing a lot of that yesterday. That's very rare. Very rare that you'll see me doing that. I should have been making rockets. That's what I should have been doing. Step back, want to see what you're working on. You spent some time on it. Yes. Yes, I'll show you here in just a second. Hold on, let me finish this row. This is called the Kismet Killbox. It rules. It just saved our butt. Just saved our bacon here on day 120 on insane mode. I got to run all the way back around to where the breach is. 120 insane mode, 320 zombies spawning at the same time, 200 animals on top of that, 64 zombies per person. You can't turn it up any harder. This is it. Now, just so you know, this kill box right here, this is the small one. That's right. That's the small one. We have one we built last time. It was 4 times bigger than this. Now, I've literally thousands of hours here in 7 Days to Die. I built hundreds of bases. I've absolutely loved this game. One of my favorite games of all time. Now, what I use in my base is I typically use multiple layers. So this is what we're doing right here. Now, you just missed it. You missed the epic horde night, man. They were coming 2, 3, 4, 5 bombers coming in at the same time. This is the most they've breached since day 21. They have not breached this far in quite a long time. I feel like it was a combination of we didn't have enough stuff ready, not enough people having rockets. We didn't stop those bombers fast enough. They got too close to the base and they started breaking all of our defenses, which of course cuts a big hole for the rest of all the mobs to get into the inner part of your base. And I haven't even needed to upgrade the inner part of the base at this point. It's actually been working really, really well. So I was busy painting the base yesterday for 7 hours when I should have been making rockets and grabbing brass and doing all of that. But that's okay. Our base looks awesome, though. It really does. It really looks awesome. Now, I'll take you on a quick tour around the kill box. What it does have different layers. Obviously, it has the bomb wall, one of my more genius ideas. The bomb wall is there. It's simply a 100 round in a corner here with these centered poles running along there, and you upgrade them to steel. You can see they've actually been breached. Look how many layers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they almost got through layer number 5. Now, normally I would only use 1. But because we're on insane mode, 5 layers. They breached all the way in. Now, I cut this out so I could get into the inner part because now we're going to upgrade it all to steel. Now, this is not just me, by the way. It's not just me doing this. There's a whole bunch of people working together. There's a whole lot of resources that people collected, people working on food, making ammo, making vehicles, working together to make things awesome like this. Now, our last one was about 4 times this side and also had our production on the top, multi-layered and all that stuff. Now, I scaled it down this time. It's actually quite small, and the reason why it looks a lot bigger is because I added multiple layers of the bomb wall, right? If you go inside the kill box, which I'll go ahead and take a quick tour here. We'll come back and fill all this in and do all of this right over here. I'll give you the full tour. Since you're coming in, you say, Kismet, show me around. I'll give you the full tour. Here we go. Now, we've used this over and over and over. We've iterated on it. We've tried different things on it over and over and over again. And it works pretty fantastically. Now, what happens when they start to breach? We go inside the kill box. The kill box is typically multiple layers of cement, right? You've got this layer, you've got this inner layer of plates, so you can stand up nice and close. And you've got 2 layers of poles here that start off as wet cement. Then you upgrade it to the higher level cement, the max cement, and then you cover it with iron or steel. You can convert your iron, and then you make it into steel, and you put your steel down just like that. Right? And then what that is that's 4 layers that they have to break through to get to you. Right? That's pretty substantial. And in any version of 7 Days to Die, that would be enough. I've been to day 5,000. Day 5,000 in the game. But what I did here in Alpha 18 is I doubled that again. So not only does it have these inner, but also it has another block and another 2 blocks for it to break through, and then outer plates on that as well. So that all of this is blocked completely off from them coming in and getting to the base, and they still got to a point where they literally did it. They just ran out of time. If they had another hour or 2 hours, they could have brought in about 15, 20 more bombers, and they would have been right here inside our base. Now, another one of my more genius ideas, I had a little genius moment, is, of course, the pedestal. That's right, you put your junk turrets in there. Now, when I call kill box, everybody comes into the kill box. Now, look how small. This actually is a small version of the kill box. Look how small it is inside, right? I've built even smaller ones, but usually this is kind of like the minimum size. And this is usually good for day 7, day 14, day 21. But after that, man, these bombers start coming in. You got to have that bomb wall or they will breach your base, even with cement. Even with cement, they do 5,000 damage in an AoE. So one comes in, boom, all your stuff nearly broken. Number 2 comes in, boom, they're in your base just like that. So you got to get to the iron. You got to start ironing it up. You got to start wiping them out and start repairing. Now, if they had breached that inner wall right there, then it's my job. I got to stop shooting and start repairing, and I got to rely on my people to kill them as quick as possible while I'm sitting here repairing the base, right? I can repair even this outer wall. See how I can upgrade that from here? I can upgrade and repair all of this from back here, right? So I can just keep repairing and repairing through the damage. So it's good to have somebody who's your repair person, who's just constantly repairing everything as it's getting attacked to keep them from breaching. Also, if they did start to breach and we fought them back, I would go ahead and take some wet cement and start I would put it everywhere. I put it there, and then I would even block off the inside here if they got that far in. If they got into this inner area here where they only had one more block to breach, I would start to fill this whole entire side in with it. And then I'd send somebody upstairs or a couple of people upstairs, and we would shoot at an angle to try to get them to stop from breaching. Now, what happens is you're trying to outlast them on Horde Night. That's all you're trying to do, outlast them. Now, you can just drive your vehicle around. Do that all night long until 4 o'clock comes along, but that's no fun, right? You want a challenge. You want the challenge of making it really, really hard. And it doesn't get any harder than the mode we're in. The only way it gets harder than what we're doing right now is if we get our game stage even higher. Now, there's like a max peak game stage that just brings a massive tons of people to you, and that's game stage 800, and we're trying to work on that right now. This is the highest day we've been in Alpha 18. Alpha 18 is a whole nother level. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite update of all of it. It's definitely harder. It definitely requires you to be more awesome and innovate on what you're building, all of your bases and everything, as well as it requires your people to be Johnny on the spot. Now, another thing that I could have done that would have massively helped with that is do remote kill boxes. Now, remote kill boxes are turrets that we put way out in the back like this, and I've been refraining from doing them, but I might have to do it next time. If that happens again, then I'm going to add the remote turrets. There's no way we're going to fight our way through that. If that happened double, they would have breached, right? So what I do is I put right about here, I put turret stands, and I put them up into turret stands in a cage, and I block it so it's facing this way, and anything that walks by it, dead. That's what I do. I turn the turrets backwards, and we load them up. We put them all the way around the base, and because the mobs typically don't bother. Mobs are usually spawned way out here. They run past it, and the turrets shoot them from behind. It's better than having them in front. You know why? Because people stand in the corners. People stand up there, and then your turrets are getting destroyed. So you want your turrets behind, or you want your turrets up really high, aiming straight down, and then be protected against getting damaged, like, having cement and whatnot. Now, I've built hundreds of bases, a bunch of different ways. I've tried different Horde bases. I even tried fighting Horde Night on a bridge. I know, it's pretty crazy. We fortified it, made it all in there. It was in the winter zone, too. Do not fight Horde Night on winter zone. That's rough. Let me show you a little bit more that we've been working on as well. This is our tree farm, perfectly spaced to get the maximum out of everything. Now, someone went in here and fancied this up. It looks fantastic. They did a great job. Nobody's owned up to it yet, though, but they did a really good job on it. Look at that, how nice that looks. Now, we were supposed to cut that down for Horde Night, but we didn't. Sometimes what we do is we build bases from scratch, and sometimes we'll take over POIs, right? And we kind of usually go back and forth. This time, we took over the city Firehouse. This is a 2-story firehouse. Whoop. This is a 2-story firehouse. We came in here, we revamped this, we made automatic doors and manual doors. We went in and revamped the whole thing. Very rarely do I put doors at ground level. Very rare, very rare. But we thought it was kind of fun. We got some vehicles back there, parked back there in the corner. And then we made this into our production area, and then the area where we live. Up here, this used to be our production area. This is where we used to build all our stuff, forges and whatnot. Now, what we decided is, you know what? We need a little bit extra space. Now, we don't go small up in here. We don't go small. So this is Tycoon East, Tycoon Firehouse East. And this is Tycoon Firehouse West. Now, this is a beauty. We've been working on it. I actually painted it for 7 hours last night. It was pretty crazy. Very rarely do I do that anymore where I'll... let me hit my trigger plate here. Very rarely do I do that anymore where I'll make it more cosmetic than functional. I always work on function first and then form second, for those who know the Bauhaus and all of that. Now over here, we've really upgraded it to where it has 4 lanes, as you can see. It's all painted nice and all of that. Where the doors will automatically open. You slide right in here. You run up on in here, right? You're bringing in your loot. You go ahead and jump up in here. And then you can go ahead and drop off your loot from down below. And then the people up above grab the loot and they sort it or they use it for crafting or whatever it is. Then once you go ahead and drop off all your loot, you roll forward here. You go ahead and grab yourself some meds, some food, whatever you need up here. Right up there, you need some gas right there, or you need a new bike or maybe a truck or something like that. You grab it out of there. You're going to go to the trader. Boom. Grab the stuff out of the trade box, run to the trader. And then you out right here. Boom. You go right here. You trigger this. And you're out the exit. See, that's the type of bases I build. In and out. When you're looting, you don't want to mess around with anything else. You want to just come in and go out. Now, this is a mega build here. It's what I consider a mega build, where you just go up to a whole nother level. Most of the time, again, I do functional builds. It's just like the Killbox over there. That's a functional build. It's not as pretty as it could be. It could be way prettier. Now, as you can see here, I've got a trigger plate that opens up the turret, or opens up this. And then I've also got a trigger over here that opens up the door automatically for us, so we don't have to keep opening the doors all the time. These are all our drop boxes here. Notice how beautifully it's painted. One of my favorite builds I've done. I've done hundreds. And as you can see, we've got all of our boxes. We've got some lifted boxes as well. Wood, clay, stone. We've got forges in the back, building boxes, cement, forge items, clothing, quests, and whatnot, all in here. And then, of course, sunken. One of my favorite things to do is sunken workbenches. Sunken chemistry stations, because they're easier to use and you can just walk right over them, right? So you got all this beautiful view. Look how many of these we got in the floor. A lot. Now, it does mess with your structural integrity, so watch out. Make sure you know your structural integrity smarts, right? Because this is the type of game, it's not like no Minecraft where you put it up here and you just let it float. No. This sucker, you put a whole bunch of stuff up there, and if it's too, it can't hold it, right? You start building out a whole bunch of blocks, boom, it'll fall down. And sometimes it'll fall down even if you do follow the thing, because it's an alpha game. That'll happen as well. So this is our upper Killbox, our upper production area. Then up here on the roof, you see we've got some power running here. We've got some solar. We've got some generators that are running all of our turrets. We've got some turrets in the corner here. We got, oh, I hear some action in the back here. We've got turrets on all the corners, aiming down the sides, as well as we've got some turrets up above that are kind of watching the general area. Now, again, normally I put turrets over there, but I've been relying on my people to kick some butt, right? Relying on my people to take it to a whole nother level and kick some butt on that. So that is the Tycoon Firehouse East, Tycoon Firehouse West, our tree farm, as well as... where's our front door? Over here. As well as our Kismet Killbox. So there you go. Maybe give you some ideas. And so, we're going this way. Maybe inspire you to do some cool stuff in your thing. Hey everybody, Kismet here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right in the center of the screen. Also check me out live on twitch.tv/Kismet. I'll see you all next time.